live now. We got Mouthpiece included. It's an open panel. Pull up, slide through. I will drop the link in the chat. Today we're going to talk about the big trade with Deshaun Watson, Baker Mayfield's. He's a malcontent. Why aren't we covering that in big media? And we got many more topics to explore here. So when you pull up, you most definitely don't want to forget your mouthpiece. So stand by as we get some. We got to do some housekeeping here. Mouthpiece
Copyright disclaimer under section 107 of copyright disclaimer under section 107 of copyright disclaimer made section 107 of copyright disclaimer made section 107 copyright disclaimer comment made news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit.
Let's say that.
Copyright disclaimer under section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Like, share, subscribe. We are in the building, the Silver Back Black. Check us out. We'll start shortly.
Who are the guys that are the best in the world and make the rest of the team look like a gaggle of girls?
Okay, I'm in my local Ralph's, and this happened.
I don't go to church, and I know God understands.
Man, why do they keep the honey around here? Excuse me, you know where the honey is?
Who are the guys that are the best in the world and make the rest of the team look like a gaggle of
Cheese
girls?
Al. Who wants cheese head?
I don't go to church, and I know God understands. I can stay on my couch because God is a fan of the Bears.
Who are the guys that are the best in the world and make the rest of the team look like a gaggle of girls? The Bears!
I don't go to church, and I know God understands. I can stay on my couch because God is a fan of the Bears.
Who are the guys that are the best in the world and make the rest of the team look like a...
Well, guys, let's go to the swimming pool. Let's go take a shower. Let's go water skiing.
Don't forget to bring a towel.
There he is.
Be sure to bring a towel so you don't get all wet.
Here I am.
Looks like I'm on mute. I hope I wasn't on mute that whole time.
No, you weren't. You weren't. I was listening earlier.
All right. That's what's up. Hey, before you do your thing, got some more.
Check it out.
Yeah, ownership, not slaveship.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, that's what's up. So what's been going on, man, since last week's show, bro?
I've been on the ship, man. That's not the championship. Just trying to make it happen. But everything's been good, man. I can't complain. Family's good. Everybody is doing well. Another gas giveaway here in the Chi. Our weather was 70 degrees on Sunday.
Nice.
But nice crisp 45 with rain every. You know how Chi does.
Yeah, I bet every Pookie in the city was out sitting on the porch, driving around, burning gas.
I had to do something about that, so he started crying. You know, with uptick in activity. So yeah, it shut down a little bit with the rain we've had and the cold temperatures. People got adjusted for winter. They thought it was summer. Fall again. So welcome to the Chi.
Yeah, you got to learn the hard way sometimes. That weather changed on you like that, boy.
For sure.
Yeah, I've been on that ship myself, bro, this week.
Yeah, well, hey, you got to do something until we get to Silver Back ownership all over the world.
Facts. That's exactly what we own too, bro. And for anybody in the chat, I pinned the link. So feel free to pull up. This is an open panel. You can pull up at any time you got the cojones or the gonads are ready. So I went over, our show's format. So start you out with this one. As we always start out, Ace. How about those lovable bears, bro? How about them bears? What say ye?
Like I said last week, they're building the squad slowly but surely. Got a little information that they're trying to get that guard out of Buffalo. But, for the most part, they're building the offensive line like the GM said he would. He's getting as many players as he can. He's booting out as many players as he can and gearing the team toward possibly competing, I guess, in a couple of years. Maybe, they're taking steps forward for next year. And maybe in 2 years we can challenge with a plethora of free agents and draft. Go Bears.
Yeah, that GM, man, he's I'm liking the moves he's making. He's sticking to his game plan. He's got a plan. He appears to be sticking to it. Laying the foundation, the cornerstone first. Yeah. Getting players with like minds. It appears that he's getting players with like minds, and he wants to get them on the cheap. There was one player he just brought in, though. He was with him, and where did he just come from? The GM?
KC? Kansas City. The Chiefs. You got a guy from a wide receiver from the Chiefs, Pringle. Chris Pringle.
Yeah. Right. So Pringle said, that he would be there before the GM. Well, he wasn't the GM, but he said he would be there having breakfast and saw him every morning. So in other words, it goes back to what I was saying. It was all for show. All that. Let's get to work at the crack of dawn. You know what I mean? He wasn't doing that in KC. According to Pringle, he was there every morning before that dude showed up.
Yeah, well, he wasn't the GM then. That was somebody else's job.
Right. Yeah.
Now he got the keys to the car, so now he's got to. You got to get that thing there early in the morning if you want to make something happen in Chicago, city of big shoulders.
Yeah, it sounds like he's using the Patriot way, kind of.
Yeah.
Instead of putting all your eggs in one basket, then you get injury and your whole season is
Down the
ruined.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going with depth.
Yeah, you gotta get some football players. I mean, it's the NFL. You're bound to have injuries in all phases of the game. Even the kickers get hurt nowadays for some reason. They have all these quad injuries and foot injuries and hamstring injuries like they didn't have in the past. But you got to be ready for injuries on all three phases. If you're lucky enough to avoid the major injuries, you might be looking at making a playoff run. But,
Right. Instead of walking around on eggshells like they were under Dick Enward, can't practice. We don't want to line them up. They can't play any preseason games because we don't want anybody to get hurt. In fact, we're not going to play anybody all season because we got to keep them healthy.
Yeah, there's nobody to back them up because they haven't played all year. Yeah, it's a great strategy.
Yeah, and then you're rusty for the first, 4, 5, 6 weeks.
Yeah. Man, maybe we should have played those guys.
Right, got them going, got them lathered up. All right, so let's go back. Let's jump on to how about them Bulls? They're on the slide, but right now they're 42-30. They're in 5th place, 4.5 games behind the Heat. I think they're playing right now though. 3-7 over their last 10 games. I've been hearing the hubbub. I haven't been watching the games, as you know, but on all different sites, not even just homers, bro. It appears the Bulls are getting thumbed by the refs, man.
Well, it's Chicago. It's going to happen. You have this league that's made for the elite teams and the elite players. And the Bulls, for the most part, the league doesn't feel they have any. So, I guess they're figuring that their 42 wins are by luck. I don't know what the heck's going on, but they're not really favorable to the Chicago Bull team there. From what I've seen, I don't get to watch many games either. They moved to the NBC Sports Channel Network.
Yeah. My man said, he only got one free throw attempt last game.
That's ridiculous. But it's the NBA, and we're getting close to the time they want to set up the position for the playoffs.
For the payoffs. Payoffs? Yeah.
Did you say payoffs?
Yeah, they get paid. Those refs, they got to make money somehow.
Yeah, we got integrity as referees. We've never been caught. I mean, no, we have been caught. Payoffs.
Yeah, they got integrity, all right. All right. So right now, as it stands, bro, they would be playing the Celts starting out on the road. What would that be in the first round? It's seven games these days, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. So how many, if that pans out and we play the Celts in the first round, who wins the series and how many games does that go in your mind's eye?
If the Bulls can get close to being healthy for the first round, I would say 6 games going to Chicago. I believe they can pull out a couple victories in Boston to win it.
Yeah, I got them winning it too, man. 6 or 7 games. I mean, Boston, I haven't bought into them like everybody else, although they're playing good ball now. But to be playing good ball now, that means you weren't playing good ball earlier, So we can get, if this is all contingent on the ball boy being there.
Absolutely. Because he's definitely needed, definitely missed. And, you still got other players that are trying to round themselves into shape. Unfortunately, it's at the end of the season, but they've been out. They've been hurt.
Williams and Caruso.
Yeah.
You want to witness some real, actual history?
You're talking about
back in the day, Georgia and
you're talking about
fathers
integrity.
Did have hemp farms because they knew the meaning of hard work and integrity. Then our country did lose its way and began a war on drugs that was and still is just a war on people. And then a bunch of young corporate banker types come along telling us we're all in the new normal as they try to turn God's green miracle into an easy buck for themselves. They even hire fancy Hollywood directors to make them look all hip and cool. But you know what? Fuck those guys. They ain't got no integrity. The truth is, this country has always been people with integrity, all fighting for the one thing they can agree on. That's why integrity is donating 100% of profits to charities that work to right the wrongs of the drug war until weed is legal nationwide.
Integrity Farms weed. So they got a green background on this thing, so it's you know what I mean. But yeah, you was just talking about integrity. Yeah, that's Integrity Farms weed on South Park. So yeah, man. Yeah, so I agree with you, bro. I think we can, nab. We can get past that first round, but then that second round. Let me get to the standings here. That can get a little tricky, especially with it all being on the road, and we got the officials up our bum.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I mean, the Heat. I mean, you want to crown the Heat? Go ahead and crown them. I don't want to crown them.
I mean, come on, they're 4 games behind them. So you got mutiny over there with the Jimmy Butler situation. So I don't think you can crown them just as of yet.
Sixers, you can't crown them. I mean, the only team that you can crown is the Bucks.
Yeah, because they got the crown.
Correct.
The Bulls can't beat them.
And the Bucks have done it, and they've done it twice before.
Yeah.
As far as they got 2 rings, right?
No, he's got one.
Oh, he only got one. The one that was the first time he won was last year.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, but still, you can crown them. They're the defending champs. But the rest of those teams, I mean, I don't take them as seriously as the national pundits are.
Well, the pundits got their finger at their bums, just like the officials. So they're gonna ride on the side of momentum and the league, and who can sell the most T-shirts.
Yeah, and who can. They don't want to piss off people's teams because then they can't get an interview and get inside information. So, yeah, they're just tools.
You said we're going to lose to the Bulls.
Right.
Go ahead, I want to talk to you.
Right. All right. So you got any Cubs, Sox gems? They're still in spring training, but you got any gems?
They're pretty quiet. Last I heard, the Sox were 5-1 in Cactus League. I haven't heard much about the Northsiders, but the Sox are playing well.
Cubs have been winning, but go ahead.
Lucas Giolito is heading to arbitration. They weren't able to come to a contract agreement, him as well as Contreras, the catcher for the Cubs. They're going to arbitration. They can pay all these players hundreds of millions of dollars, but those guys that don't have the service time, they can't seem to figure out a fair and equitable contract for a couple of years. So, avoid arbitration. They'd rather go to the arbitrator. So it must be in favor of the damn league if everybody goes to arbitration instead of playing the players. So, unfortunately, that's where we're at in spring training.
You're talking Monkey Contreras.
Yeah, they're going to arbitration with him. It seemed like they could have signed all the players that they let go at those numbers that they paid. The other teams paid, but those players thought they were worth a lot more money at the time they got booted out of Chicago. As far as
if you got a catcher, I don't care if he was a rookie or second-year player. I don't know what was in our pitcher's heart, but he didn't even want to throw to the guy, Contreras, and I started losing respect for him then, because if I'm your dog and I'm your catcher, you're not bringing in some old crusty veteran to catch the Aces games. So it was a red flag right then and there for me, bro.
Right. Especially when your coach is a former catcher.
Yeah, exactly.
And can't figure out how to get some cohesion between, arguably your best player on the team and one of his pitchers.
Yeah, but before tonight, the Cubs lost. So they're 4-3 now in the Cactus. They're right behind the White Sox, who were 5-3. So, like I said, I think my Cubbies are going to make some noise this year, man. They're going to catch some teams. Look.
No, apparently they're still both teams are still working as far as free agency market. It seems like the MLB is in collusion since the lockout to hand out these contracts a little slow as far as these star players are concerned. And they're not paying them as much as they thought they would make before the lockout. And they're not paying them as...
Yeah, they're most definitely in collusion, man. The team owners are definitely in collusion, bro.
Yeah, so I don't know what the who was called the winner of the lockout or the loser, but it seems like the players aren't winning from what happened. I mean, they're still making a whole lot of money, just not making a yacht ton of money. I don't know, but everybody, you're only getting 160, 180 million, 250 or 300 million. So.
Yeah, I mean, we'd all like to share half the revenue of the companies we work for.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's somewhat anti-American, if you want that kind of profit, start your own league, hint, players.
Yeah, they don't have any interest in that. They just collect checks, try to hit the long ball, hit 30 home runs a game.
And I think you said Watson to the Browns. So that actually happened.
They're right here on the Mouthpiece included.
Yeah. So how far do you think that team can go? I know this year he may be not playing for like the first quarter of the season, but give me a prediction and for this season and then long game, will they win a Super Bowl or at least compete for one prior to his exodus? Being Watson.
It definitely depends on how they finish putting the offense together. They've got a monster running game. You add Deshaun Watson to that. They're going to be a formidable team. Defense is decent. Defense is good. You got to run the ball over there on the Lake Erie. So they'll be ready to run the ball in the later parts of the season. I think he's more durable than your Baker Mayfield, and he's definitely more talented. So I believe they can make a run, but you got a few good teams ahead of them in the AFC. So it's a matter of how his suspension will affect the long-term success of the team. We'll see what happens. Hopefully the league, gives them a 2-3 game suspension at the most, and then he fights it. Maybe can get it down to one game. I don't know. I mean, yes, it was a stain on the league, but he did sit out the whole damn season last year because of his allegations.
We'll see.
We'll see.
These no trade clauses, right? It's like, I would want one, obviously, as a player, but in this case, for Mayfield, apparently it's hurting. So here's what I'm saying. Both those quarterbacks had a no-trade clause. Had Cleveland been able to – Mayfield will get into his being a malcontent, soon and getting away with it. But had he agreed to whatever, to go anywhere, Cleveland could have gotten proper compensation, for him, and then went out and got Watson. So what they gave up for Watson – was 3 first-round picks. But now, supposedly, they'll be lucky, and I hope Diesel is listening to this, they'll be lucky to get a 4th fifth round pick for Mayfield, who was a number 1 overall.
Is that based on the no trade clause, or what do you
No,
see?
it's more based on how much money he's wanting, and
Play?
that's basically it. That big money on his contract. Yeah, and his play. I mean, at the end of the day, but it's weird. That's weird that they have a first overall pick. And so they had to give up 3 first round picks to get their guy. And it was supposedly all because Mayfield wouldn't sign a contract.
Gonna do a sign and trade or whatever he needed to get out of town. I mean, I don't understand that. If you have a no trade clause and you ultimately know the team wants to get rid of
you want to get off the team more than anything, right?
Yeah. Why don't you negotiate with the team and pick the team of your choice and get on out of there?
Exactly. But you're sitting there, no, I don't want to go there. No, I don't want to go here. And then now you washed up all your opportunities, and it's like nobody wants Mayfield, bro.
Yeah, I wouldn't have wanted them, before he didn't sign it or anything. But, maybe it's because he got all those commercials in the Cleveland Stadium where he's going shopping for groceries and, tailgating and all that crap. So
correct. All the tweets.
Tarnish his brand, yeah.
The tweets. And I never would have drafted him because he's the guy who went there and desecrated the flag at Ohio. That's at Ohio State. That's in their state. It wasn't at Ohio State where he went out there midfield and desecrated the. Yeah. So so the state was probably already like, we don't want this guy.
Right. Yeah. But for whatever reason, they drafted him. They thought they were going to the promised land with him, and now they're here. Now they're in Mitch Trubisky country.
But they are talking about his attitude. They're saying that. Yeah, I mean, he's always complaining and tweeting, and his wife is tweeting, and they're all tweeting, and yeah. Supposedly, he's not a team player, and it's funny though. I have reason to believe if he was colored, I'm gonna pull the race card here. If he was colored and drafted number 1 overall, and carrying on like he's been carried. First of all, if he carried on like he did in college, they'd have dropped him to a 2nd or 3rd round pick. But even if he was number 1 overall, would they be calling this man a bust?
Absolutely. I mean, even the shenanigans he was pulling in college, there's no way I would have drafted him that high.
Right. And he was a walk-on.
Yeah, but I mean, Cleveland was desperate for a quarterback, and they needed some razzmatazz. I don't know. Maybe they thought they were getting Deshaun Watson and blackface
or Joe Namath.
Yeah, or who, I don't know what the hell they were doing, but to draft him that high, I probably would have traded down that year and got some more draft capital. Yeah, their defense is decent. You got Mixon at starting running back. You got Kareem Hunt backing him up, which they lucked into. I don't know why the Bears didn't grab him. Image, but I wouldn't have drafted him that high. There's no way. Number 1 overall has got to be Canton, this guy.
Correct. At quarterback, right. Yeah. And if he's not your guy, let somebody else draft him down the road. You're right. Number 1 overall, I mean, I'm talking Peyton Manning, those type guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to call him a bust at this point.
Oh, yeah.
He's a busty bust.
I mean, if you can't throw the ball to Odell Beckham or Jarvis Landry,
man,
and you got a running game, you got to consider him a bust.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't seem like nobody likes him on the team, except maybe the tight end. Smart guys.
Why in the hell didn't we trade Nick Foles
Maybe we can trade, Foles for. I don't know, man. I don't know, but like I said, they're saying they'll be lucky to get a 4th round pick for this guy, and then we got people saying that Nick Foles can be a 4. I mean, of course, he's not getting the salary that Mayfield's getting, but it's just asinine in my opinion. But I'm just one guy. All right, well, let's move past that. NCAA, man, we had some upsets in the tournament, huh?
Yeah, we had some huge upsets.
So Calipari is eliminated again?
Yeah, well, I don't think he has the strippers on campus. Was that him? No, that was the other guy, Louisville. Tony Montana.
Hey, they're professional dancers, bro.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Professional entertainers. They had a professional entertainers there, so they, so the athletes, they're one and done after they come in and they can't win. So, yeah.
But all the talent he's getting, you think if he was some sort of colored, he'd still have that job? He's getting all this talent and not winning.
Well, yeah, he would never have that job. He's in Kentucky. He would never have a job anymore. Well, they did have Billy Thubbs back in the day when they fired him. He wasn't winning enough. So, yeah.
Right. But Calipari he's just a great recruiter. I mean, that he's in the wrong lane.
Well, it's probably not him. It's probably one of his assistant coaches, and then he comes in with the bag, and next thing you know, at university. Can you say comes in with the bag?
You could say that. I got a bag full of Coca-Cola and and a bag full of Bitcoin in the other one.
Yeah. Comes in with the bag.
And he wants to come on and talk about Nick Foles. Yeah, but you can say bag. And now we said 4th, 3rd round. I mean, we're giving you credit.
We didn't jump immediately to the 1st round.
Right. We're giving you credit for your Nick Foles comment in the 3rd or 4th round. Go ahead, bro. I know you want to talk Nick Foles, but
What's up, bro?
Right now we're talking NCAA. But go ahead if you got any comments or anything we talked about, and then we're going to catch up to the NCAA. What up with it, bro? Oh, let me get you unmuted. Hold on. Get you unmuted. Ask to unmute. You should be. There you go, bro.
No, I didn't. How much did y'all cover the Watson part already, right?
We did talk Watson. They gave up 3 first-round picks to get Watson, so he's on the Browns. My take on that, I never gave my take, Ace. So I asked Ace, how far do you think Watson's going to take him? And then, this season, and then also in the long run, do you think he could push for possibly get the Browns their first Super Bowl, get them over that hump?
It kind of depends on, because he's going to miss games this season. They're going to, he's going to get suspended because he hasn't been, the league hasn't enforced anything on him. He was just sitting out a season getting paid his salary. So he's going to miss at least 6 games, probably more. Yeah, he's going to miss. I mean, it's, even though he didn't, it's still 22 allegations. So he's going to miss probably like half of the season. So I don't think they're going to go nowhere.
Playoffs?
No, I don't think they make the playoffs. No.
What about next season?
Well, that's what I was getting at. It depends on, like their contract situation, because they got a lot of good dudes on defense and stuff.
Yeah, running game. Yeah.
And, you might run into something like the Chiefs just had with Tyreek Hill. You got to pay Mahomes $400 million. You're going to have to figure it out without this dude because we can't afford to pay him what he's actually worth. So we'd rather trade him and get a bunch of stock for it. So they may run into that same thing with some of their defensive players if they come up for contract next year.
Or like the Packers run into it every year.
Yeah. You got your star players going to have to make do without some players. You're going to have to figure it out with some rookies or something.
But I'm telling you guys forget about Watson. I've been watching after we talked about our topic. I saw the National Sports Prognosticators debating that. There's guys who got him as high as number 3 overall. You cats are like those other cats. Some of them are saying 7, but nobody really went under 7. Y'all forgetting, man, Deshaun Watson, boy, he's that guy.
He's a gamer. I mean, he's a gamer now, but he ain't like the savior. I mean, he ain't like he did. Did the Texans ever make it to the AFC Championship with him?
Yeah, coach was a monkey. I mean, can you say monkey on?
You can definitely say monkey. He was a lower primate, but I don't think they made it to the AFC Championship.
No, so he still got something to prove. You know what I mean? And it's so many good QBs in the AFC now, man. It's like it's rough over there, bro. You gonna have to produce. Listen,
I'm talking raw talent. Walter Payton hadn't made it to nothing, and I knew he was the GOAT. You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about ability to play football and make plays based upon the talent you have around you. Michael Jeffrey Jordan wasn't getting to Eastern Conference championships, finals, and I knew he was the GOAT. You understand what I'm saying? Deshaun Watson's coach at Clemson said, passing up on him is like passing up on Michael Jordan. That guy, and I'm just talking about what I saw now. Granted, I haven't been watching the league since George Floyd. You know, I admit that. But that guy, and I heard other people saying it, I was like, man, I started to record and have it ready for this show. You guys are forgetting. You just don't like him because it's colored.
Who? What you mean you don't like him because
you don't like color?
You wrong, bro. You wrong, bro. You just mad because I give an honest critique.
Well, you say Nick Foles can get out and get a 3 for Nick Foles.
That was a 3 or 4, and that was a year ago.
right.
I mean, come on. Now let's look at Deshaun Watson. No, you want to look at Deshaun Watson, right?
Right.
What did he do with Hopkins? And he had a defense with J.J. Watt and all of those guys. He had Hopkins, he had Will Fuller, he had those receivers. I never seen him get to the AFC Championship. Now, I ain't saying now he can play. Don't get me wrong. He got a skill set. He got a skill set, but there's some dudes at quarterback in the AFC that's just as good as he is, and they might be better, not necessarily a better passer, but they might read defenses and stuff better, and they can pass just as good, if not better, than he does.
Well, I think J.J. Watt was hurt the last few years, and
he was hurt all those. Listen, let me just give you some stats.
Now, he got hurt during the season, but he wasn't hurt.
And he played hurt. His overall career completion percentage is 67.8%. His highest was 70%. He's thrown for 14,539 yards. He's got 104 TD passes versus 36 interceptions. And his career rating is 104.5. I mean, that's right up there with all the upper echelon.
And he tore his knee in practice.
And then played.
No, he did not play. He tore his knee in practice. He was out for the season.
He got hurt in a game, and they were carrying him down the field, and that man was still playing football.
No, I'm talking about he tore his knee in practice, ACL, and missed the whole season. Just like Scott Williams with the Bulls did. Tore his knee stretching, and he missed the whole season.
You can't compare him to that.
Yeah,
so,
he's a football player.
He's a football player. So now Baker Mayfield, who was drafted number 1 overall, they're saying that Cleveland would be lucky to get a 4th or 5th pick to get rid of this guy.
Because he's.
But you want to get Foles at 3 and 4.
Baker Mayfield has never done that. Nick Foles won a Super Bowl, and again, that was last year. Depending on, remember when I made the statement, it was based on if teams need a quarterback because people always get hurt. And that's what I was saying. Somebody would give up a 3 or 4 if they got a good team and their good quarterback got hurt.
Did he win a Super Bowl or did his team win a Super Bowl and he
won that Super Bowl against the Patriots. He won that Super Bowl, bro. The Patriots, Tom Brady threw 500 and some yards against them. And they still won. So he won that Super Bowl. It wasn't their defense.
Right.
For real.
Hey, you guys were comments on this?
One thing I want to comment, though, about the Deshaun Watson thing is I don't know if you guys mentioned it because I didn't see it earlier, but the way that Molly Karam went in on him on First Take. And, I mean, she was absolutely livid. I mean, just to the point where, you know, and
scripted.
My whole thing when she was
I would sue her.
The whole stuff she was saying was when Ben Roethlisberger did what he did.
Ben Raplestein.
Did she put in all of that same type of
Vitriol.
That
No.
she was putting on, man, she went in on Deshaun Watson so hard. I was like, man, I mean, I know, yeah, but he ain't been convicted or nothing. There's still some
Colored.
cases. Yeah, it's a lot of
Colored.
20-somethings, but I don't think you did that to somebody who was actually admitted to what happened. He basically did when he settled with them.
I would sue her.
They paid all those women.
I would sue Molly and her station because these are all allegations, and I don't care how many of them lined up. When it doesn't make you guilty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it don't.
But we talked about that on this show. How Rapeless we talked about Deshaun Watson. We did a whole show on it, bro. How Deshaun Watson is being, but then it was some other guys besides just Big Ben Rapeless. And he was a two-time. He was two-time.
Yeah, two-time.
Got away both times.
Yeah. And that wasn't just a Handy J or a Fondo. That was in the bathroom. I told him no. I'm screaming no. That was you know what I mean?
Yeah. It wasn't no. Hey, we was out on a date. Blah blah blah. No, they was in a public place. If I recall, right?
Yeah. Followed her around, got her drunk, stalked her, and went in the ladies' bathroom. Yeah. That was just like that movie.
Slipped her Molly.
The friends was trying to get her out the bathroom.
Yeah. Allegedly. Now,
all alleged.
Now your boy Foles has a 62% career completion percentage, 82 TDs, 43 picks, and he's got an 87.3 rating. All right.
All right. He's not better than Deshaun Watson.
He's better than Mitch Trubisky.
His numbers ain't even better than
actually, you know what? We don't know if he's better than Mitch Trubisky because Trubisky has such a bad coordinator, head coach as a coordinator.
Well, that's what he was saying, but that's what he was saying about Deshaun Watson. You can't because he's colored. You can't give him the same. And look at his numbers, and he didn't play for no coordinators. He was playing under a defensive guy, and they had a horrible system. That's just what Ace was saying about it.
I don't think his system, as far as like the offense, it wasn't that bad. The offensive system that they had wasn't that bad. It wasn't. Not to say that the coach wasn't an idiot, but the offensive system they were
and he wasn't throwing to nobody for years. He had that one dude.
He just got Hopkins 2
years ago. Exactly.
And he missed last year.
Yep. And
he missed last year.
Right.
Hopkins was gone already.
So he only threw to Hopkins one season, is what we're saying. And who did he have? Who else did he throw to?
No, he had Hopkins. He had Will Fuller. How long has he been?
Who the hell is Will Fuller?
Will Fuller is a
Notre
speed.
Dame.
Yeah,
Can't
he's a
catch the
speed
ball.
receiver. No, he gets hurt. He gets hurt.
He runs down the field like Willie Gault.
He gets hurt. he gets hurt pretty much.
Has he made any Pro Bowls?
No, I don't think he's made no.
This is what we're talking about. All right, he hasn't had the tools. His offensive line was porous.
Yeah,
he didn't have a running game.
How long has he been in the league?
I think he ain't played for a year now. I saw those numbers. It was like 5.
Stats.
Yeah, he's got great stats. It was like 5 seasons from what.
And he's never had a running game.
Yeah, they were putting all their money on defense. That big white boy you mentioned on defense was getting all the million. Yeah,
J.J. Watt and
Cushing,
Merciless, and Jadeveon Clowney.
Clowney.
They did have a squad.
Defense.
Yeah.
We're talking about he didn't have no tools and he was still shining out there offense.
Out there running for his life.
Yeah. But this ain't the Watson Nick Foles show. I just wanted to get.
Why are you comparing him to Nick Foles? Why are you? What is that? I didn't say nothing about Nick Foles. Now you can compare Baker Mayfield if you want.
That's what we were lining up. The Baker Mayfield. Now but they're saying because Mayfield's going to make so much money and he's a problem in the locker room, and the other teams know that Cleveland's got to get rid of him.
Yeah.
So that's why they said Cleveland would be lucky to get a 4 or 5.
Yeah. See, they lost all leverage. So once you lose the leverage, you might just have to cut them. You know what I mean? And then whoever signs them, I think whatever they pay them, they'd have to pay the difference or something to that effect.
Yeah, but what if a team, a quarterback got hurt? Right.
A lot of dead money.
Oh,
It's
no,
your Nick
somebody-
Foles. It's your Nick Foles theory. What if a quarterback gets hurt? Then they're gonna want Baker Mayfield, right?
Well, it depends on the team. Because my whole thing with Nick Foles was, if the team who loses their quarterback in the season is a good team, then you'd be like, hey, let's get this guy. And your price for him is valuable because they need him because they got a good team that can compete. Say like, hey, we can bring this guy in. You can get a 3 or a 4 maybe.
Well, if you ever get interviewed to be a GM on any level, I'm going to send this tape.
Let me
do not hire this guy.
You let me GM.
He don't like colored quarterbacks.
Hey, I can go up against you or Ace in football, baseball, basketball. Let's see who get the better team. Either one of the big 3. Let's do it.
You can probably get me in baseball, but you can forget basketball, bro. You can just forget that. Throw that right out.
No.
Get it all together.
No,
yeah, you can throw that
especially
out.
Football.
Yeah. Just because you went to Simeon doesn't make you a baseball, basketball expert, bro.
I'm a scout. I watch. Just like Ace probably scout on baseball all the time. I'll be watching all of that stuff. All of that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the contracts, they lower the value of those players, just like lowered the value of Khalil Mack. Yeah, he had to go, but they owed him $90 million. So,
But you know what? I think they would have, if he hadn't got hurt like that, because I think like the past 2 seasons, he kind of missed some games because he got hurt.
Yeah.
And Robert Quinn did what he did basically the whole season without him, a good portion. So they said, well, you know what? We can get rid of that money.
They're dumping salaries so they can build the team in the new
Get
GM's
a couple of picks,
image.
and we could keep Quinn because he can perform without anybody. Well, actually, I ain't even gonna lie. The other dudes that filled in for Matt, they was rushing the passer too. They did a pretty good job.
Yeah, they're digging out from under from what the last GM did.
Last idiot did.
Yeah.
But I would, if anybody would have took him on, I would have got rid of him. You got a 2 and a 2 and a 6 or a 2 and a 4. I don't remember what they got.
And they already pressed for picks because they only have 1. So he's like, hey, we can get rid of his salary.
And you got all that extra money, and you can use that free agent money and get you some offensive linemen.
Yeah. And they like, hey, the guys we have behind them already ain't that bad. So, made them expand.
Yeah, $30 million dropping off the books next year.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He still got a lot of dead money this year, but next year, oh wow, you're looking great going into the draft and free agents.
And so you got how many more years on the Fields rookie contract? Because that's when you got to get it done.
How long is them rookie contracts? Is it 4 or 5?
It's 5, but I think they can renegotiate after the 4th year.
Yeah, that's when they got a team option.
Yeah.
So he got a good 3. What he got this season coming up? And
next year will be the 3rd year. So that's when you retool, and then that 4th year should be that year that you really can see what you got.
Next year is year number 2. This season,
right?
Yeah. This year is number 2.
This season, right? But I mean next season, right?
Yeah,
right.
That's number 3. Yeah.
So you got three good years with him.
He's inclined to perform.
If he does what they think he's going to do, then you just put the 5th year option on him, and you go from there.
Yeah.
Or you sign him to a long-term deal.
Yeah, if he performs, they'll usually get him somehow where they can lock him up. That's what I love what the Sox do. When they see potential in a good young player, they give him like a 5-6 year deal, but they only give him like, $40 million or something like that. So you getting overpaid, but they see the potential and they jumping on it quick, so they don't got to pay you no big $100 million like the Yankees and the Red Sox be doing, overpaying them cats. Sox, I love how the Sox do that.
Right, being all over the luxury tax. All right, well, let's push past that. We want to get to NCAA. The NCAA. Mayfield. He's a malcontent, bro. Why they ain't talking about that, Diesel? Well, we had covered that before you jumped on. What's your take on that? I mean, this guy's been demanding a trade. That's why they went out and got Watson. He don't like this receiver. He's tweeting and this and that. I mean, do you think if he's some sort of colored, he'd be considered a bust by now?
Now, you know what? It's not that he's a bust. He can play, but his attitude supersedes his ability.
Yeah.
So he's one of he's one of those dudes. He's always
his ego outweighs his shine.
Yeah. It's like okay, you're not humble enough for what
talent
you
level.
what you showed us. You shouldn't be getting all angry and hyped up as if you're this big time player. Now, I guess what he thinks is like, hey man, I was playing hurt and injured a whole lot last year, and this is the thanks I get. Yeah, that's what he's on. Oh, this is the thanks y'all giving me. Well, then trade me. I demand a trade.
Yeah, but he did. But then he was obviously nixing trades.
The worst thing that happened to him was Watson got cleared of them criminal charges.
Yeah.
So once that happened, everything you was doing was null and void. Then everything he was doing was null and void. They gave him his whole contract guaranteed.
They gave
That's unprecedented. No quarterback has that.
So it should tell you how talented he is. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. He's the best quarterback in the NFL. When you look at age, he's the best.
He's better than everyone.
If it was none of these allegations, bro, and you ask me, y'all forget about the white man desecrating all over his name and the 22 girls with the allegations. Just erase all of that. If you ask me, building a football team, what quarterback would I want to have at the age and from what I saw on every level of play, it would have been Deshaun Watson. From his leadership skills and everything, bro. He can make every throw. He's somewhat mobile. That was it, man. I mean, now Aaron Rodgers is old. Tom Brady ain't getting no younger. We can go up and down.
He's not better than Patrick Mahomes. Well, Patrick Mahomes.
I'll ask you this.
Same age.
If Deshaun Watson played in that system that Patrick Mahomes played in, would you be saying that? Exactly.
We don't.
If he had all that talent around him,
we don't know.
But yeah, you can. If you just put Patrick Mahomes in Deshaun Watson situation, and Deshaun Watson and Patrick Mahomes situation, Deshaun Watson would still be a winner. I think Patrick Mahomes probably wouldn't have fared as well as Deshaun Watson did in Texas, running around flipping the ball backwards.
He'd be dead.
Yeah, he'd be dead.
We don't know. We don't know. But I can say this: what Patrick Mahomes has done, 4 straight AFC title games. The first one where they had the Patriots beat because this idiot dude jumped off sides and gave that was the ball game on that down. So they would have actually went to 2 Super Bowls in a row, but because of that play they didn't. Then they went did they lose the Super Bowl?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Mahomes.
They lost one of the Bucks.
I love Mahomes, but I think they're interchangeable.
Now, I think he's proven. He's proven. He's 4 straight, 2 Super Bowls and 4 straight AFC championships.
But bro, you can't just give all that credit to Patrick Mahomes, man. He played
Why not? Somebody got you still got to do it.
He played on the offensive juggernaut.
Yeah, the old pros.
That's what. Who's to say that he didn't help make those dudes what they was doing? You can't say that. Well, they are pros. Yeah, he's throwing the ball to him. So you don't know till like now. We'll find out this season now that Tyreek Hill's gone.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because you can't really say, maybe Patrick Mahomes made those guys.
No.
Now, I say Travis Kelce was proven, I think, before Mahomes got there.
You're going to give it. See how he gives the white boy all the credit?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying, Ace? It's reverse racism.
Let's see what
all those colors, all those Hills running a 4.2 and all those other guys. Now, Travis Kelce, he was already all pro without it. Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to think, how long Mahomes been in the league? What, 5 years or 6? In the first year, he didn't play.
He's been in the league as long as Mitch Trubisky.
Deshaun Watson too. They come out in the same draft.
They passed on both of them from Mitch Trubisky.
Okay, so if they've been to 4 straight AFC title games, and the first year he set out,
right?
So that's like 5 years, right?
I think it's 6. I think.
Well, if he's been there 6, then 6 years. And Tyreek Hill has been in the Pro Bowl 5 or 6 times.
They had more than Hill, though. They had another receiver, and they had a returner. They had a running back. They had a running back that got in trouble. They had that cold running.
Kareem Hunt. Yeah. But he only was there 1 season. I think he was there one season, and when he got in trouble. Yeah, he played one season, and the next season he got in trouble. With the first season was his rookie year. But they had Sammy Watkins.
Here, I'm gonna give you some stats. Patrick Mahomes he's played 5 seasons. He has a 66.1% completion percentage. That's lower than Deshaun Watson. He's thrown for 18,991 yards. That's more, but that's because Watson sat out a whole season and a half. He's got 150.
So did he. He sat out the whole first year. He didn't play. He didn't play his rookie year.
He did play. It was toward the end.
Man, he didn't hardly play, man. Garbage time. Come in here.
All right. He threw 284 yards. Okay, I'll give you that. All right, but he's got 151 TDs, 37 interceptions, and his rating is 105.8. Watson's was 104 point something. That's what I'm saying. And Watson was playing in a whole different situation where all the money was loaded on defense. He was playing on a team that has no defense. They were running gun, and all their pay money was loaded on offense. That has to count for something.
Absolutely.
You saying who had absolutely no defense?
No,
the Chiefs.
I mean, money-wise,
the only year that they didn't have defense was this year, and they actually turned it around during the season, except in the playoffs.
Their defense has been the problem the whole time.
No, that's not true. You have to go back and look at it. Look it up. The last.
Okay, well then, if that's the case, then Mahomes is a complete failure, and he has no reason to have been losing those games. Because I thought they were blaming the defense for the losses.
No, they weren't blaming. No,
they were.
The dude jumped off sides and the one that they lost to the Patriots.
Yeah, he's talking about one play. I'm talking about the scores and those. Their defense was
three Super Bowls.
Awful.
And I mean, but I don't know what you.
Who was the star on their defense? Who was the star? Like we can name J.J. Watt. We can name players.
Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger. You also had Chris Jones.
He said the Honey Badger.
The Honey Badger. He's a playmaker. He's like a. You know what he's like?
He's
like
not a Hall of Famer.
He's a free agent,
but he's like how Mike Brown was to the Bears.
Okay.
Now, argue with that. Now Mike Brown, he ain't no.
All right, keep going with your list. The Honey Badger. Who else?
They had Chris Jones. I think he's still there. Frank Clark. Who was the?
You see what I'm saying, Ace?
I'm naming people. Okay, so you guys is clowns. You both on that bullshit.
Well, all those guys, you know, they were serviceable defensive players.
Serviceable, correct. Everybody knows that KC's bread and butter was their offense.
That's because
everybody knows that.
Because of what? You hear Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
That's why you're trying to give them all the credit, which is my point is you're not giving them credit for when their defense did perform. Because you can't get to 4 straight AFC championships with just offense and no defense.
Buffalo Bills did it. Yes, you can. Defense wins championships.
Wait a minute. The Buffalo Bills win. The Buffalo Bills
when they went to 4 straight Super Bowls.
Okay. Now go through that defense. So you can catch yourself in a lot because they had defense.
How many championships they won?
They didn't win that, but he the one said, not me.
But you're talking about
defense.
You're talking about AFC.
They had none.
You're talking about AFC. You're talking about AFC championships. Nobody cares about that. Nobody cares how many AFC championships you get to. No, that's this recent nonsense sports. Nobody cares about how many AFC championships or NFC championships you got to. You know who got to an NFC championship? Rex Grossman. Do you care about that?
He got to 1.
He got there.
He found a quarter on the corner. He got to 1. They went to 4. They went to 2 Super Bowls. They went to 4. Come on, bro. You got to get
nobody. See, this is that LeBron talk. Nobody. Let me change. I do not care about getting to championships, playing for AFC. I don't care about that. When you talk about who's the best, you're talking about who's going to win it all.
Been to none, regardless of what he's been playing on. He's been to none. So now what? None. 0.
As of yet. But if he played for KC, But if he played for KC, he would have more chips than Mahomes.
You don't know that. I don't think he would.
You're blinded by Mahomes. You're blinded by him. You haven't seen the mistakes he's made in games too. He's walking on water as far as you're concerned.
You need your glasses.
He forces passes. You know what I mean?
Them dudes don't run good enough routes. If you can't run routes, then he gotta wait and bullet the ball. You gotta wait. He can't just. Why is he always scrambling around? Because he got to extend the play so they can run out of their actual path.
They got a pretty bad offensive line and they can't run the ball. That's why he's running.
That's why he's running around.
4 AFC championships, 2 Super Bowls he been to, and should have been the 3.
Do you get a trophy for losing an AFC championship? Do you get a trophy for losing an AFC championship?
Do you get anything for never getting the one? 250 million guaranteed.
It's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same.
And I never
see. I wouldn't want him coaching. I wouldn't want him coaching my kids. We got there though, baby. We didn't get there, but we got almost there, and we lost when we got almost there. Don't nobody care.
Yeah, and we're gonna go to you and you coach your guys. Hey, don't worry about it. We're not even gonna play for the championship.
It's all or nothing. It's all or nothing.
We're not even going to get to the game that you need to get there, so don't worry about it.
There's only one team that's happy at the end of it all.
Correct. And then he's telling his players, he's telling his players, we're only going to credit the quarterback for everything. If we get there, it's all the quarterback, and if we don't,
it carries weight for your team. Even if they don't make it to the Super Bowl each year, you get into those title games like that in football. That means something because take like the Eagles, McNabb, they went to 4 with the same coach. No, they cared. They only went to 1 Super Bowl out of 4.
Right. Yeah, that's the only thing they care about in Philly.
Correct.
It carries weight though.
Look, I forgot McNabb had been to 4 straight until you just said something.
It carries
because nobody cares.
Oh, they care.
All right. Well, let's move past that. We're gonna go to NCAA. It's been some updates. So who y'all got to win the tournament? I'm gonna go to the brackets.
I'm going with Arizona.
I don't who did I say?
I'm going to the latest brackets. Well, I should ask you, Diesel, who you got going to the Final Four and losing in the Final Four?
Actually, it's open. I mean, I said it was open since the tournament started. Mm-hmm. So who's ever left, I don't even trust the 1 seeds. Like they weren't looking good to me at all. Now I think
wait a second, Michigan got in.
Gonzaga lost.
Juwan Howard's team got in. Michigan got in. How did Michigan get in? They lost Villanova, but they got in by beating Villanova. I mean, by winning the Big Ten title championship.
No, they got an at-large beat.
They were 11. They were 11 seed.
Yeah,
made it to the Sweet 16.
So Juwan Howard was coaching. He didn't slap nobody in the tournament.
No. He had Jimmy, Ray Robinson, and Jimmy King, and Chris Webber, and Jalen Rose. All on the sideline. They're all Michigan alums again after they made it to the Sweet 16.
All right, so Michigan lost to Nova today. So that means you got Nova. So Ace picked Arizona. And then so you still got Kansas, Providence, Iowa State, Miami, Florida, Purdue. They always let me down. St. Peter's. Look at the 15 seed. Damn.
Purdue reminds me of Gonzaga. A whole lot of offense, but not a lot of defense. Man. So if you tighten up on them, you can take them out their game. Providence. Now I've been watching Providence like all season. And every time I'm like try to go against them, they'll pull out a game. I'm like, damn, these fools always win the minute I jump off of them. So they might, depending on I don't think they play till tomorrow. But Arkansas won tonight, didn't it?
Yeah, they beat
Gonzaga.
They beat Gonzaga.
They beat Gonzaga, yeah. They played a good game.
The team.
So who you going with? You still got Duke, Texas Tech, North Carolina, UCLA, Purdue. Purdue is the only Big Ten team left.
Yeah, it was Big Ten massacre last Sunday.
Yeah. I knew I could have told you Illinois wasn't going nowhere. They turned the ball over way too much.
That coach is an idiot.
Purdue got St. Peter's. They should be able to win that game, but you got those,
St. Peter's balls.
Yeah, I never even heard of them.
Yeah. I like Providence. I don't know if they can make it to the Final Four, but I like them. Arizona, what's the score they got? Because
Arizona played Houston.
They playing them tonight. Houston plays good defense. So they try to control the tempo. They don't let you run up and down the floor like Arizona like to do.
Kansas is a 1 seed. They're still involved.
They overrated. They overrated to me.
They built so.
They overrated.
You know what? I'm gonna have to go with the Dukies. Make your pick, bro. They said Arizona.
I watched them all year too, bro, and they should have lost. Was it the last game? I think they should have lost. They just got hot. Yeah, against Michigan State, they got hot. Started hitting all the shots. Michigan State had like a 5-point lead with like 2 minutes or something left.
That was a good game.
Yeah, they got a bunch of young dudes. I don't trust them. I take Providence just because they always keep turning me. Every time I get off of them, they win.
All right.
Every single time.
So we got Providence, Arizona, and I said the Dukies. Yeah.
Big East, Pac-10, and ACC.
All right, so we got Jackson State. They got a black female coach, Tamika Reed, and man, she had them. They made some push in the NCAA tournament on the female side. And then you had one of those media pundits talking about she's not going to be there another season. And hey, she made it a point to say, "Oh, I'll be here." Stop doing that. Yeah, so big ups to her for not selling out. And, and I wish Deion Sanders was more like her. What do you guys say? And they're paying her good money. I don't know where Jackson State's getting this money, man. They're paying these coaches now.
Yeah, you got prime time there.
They got, those schools do get money from their rich alums, the alumni that they do have. I guess what they look at it now is, because you can pay the athletes, is are you getting the sponsors that can come in and pay those athletes if they attend there? So maybe that's like some ongoing stuff because it's new. Who knows? But yeah,
that could be a new recruiting tool.
Yeah.
Prime's got the bag.
But hey, I'm glad you brought that up.
And they the only show in town too.
Didn't you? Who was the team? This was just this past week where the coach was mad. He said there was like no NFL scouts or something at the Players Pro Day or something.
Yeah, that was Deion.
That was Prime.
That was Prime.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
and they got all them players. Yeah, no NFL scouts.
Yeah, they on some BS, bro. They on BS trying to act like they with the league, and then they don't even come out to look at the players and stuff. Yeah, that's
they said most of those guys most of those teams were the teams named in the Brian Flores lawsuit. They had no interest in the colored schools players.
Yeah, they don't have no interest. But big ups to Tamika Reed. I guess she's a former WNBA player. And she had their team, man, and they got close to beating one of the high seeds, man. And Diesel, she said she don't like all that close stuff. See, Diesel, she'd say to you, because they were giving her, kudos, and she said, no. She talked to her team, great season, but we're not playing for this. We're playing for chips.
Yeah, we don't want a participation trophy.
Yeah, we don't want that. We don't need them patting us on the back because we played against one of these big schools and lost in a close game. That's how you talk to those kids, bro.
Yeah, we got to win.
Yeah.
Or how about just tell them win each game, one game at a time. Just tell them that. And then you end up in a championship, right? Right? If you win every game, right? One game at a time. But she's saying, we playing for chips, but they never even got to the game to get to the chip, right?
Well, when you're in the tournament, that's what you got to tell a kid.
Right, but
yeah. They played a number one seed and lost by like 4 points, and I'm sure the officiating had their thumb up their bum.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, without even watching the game. But I just like the fact that she was like Ace said, we're not here for no participants. Don't pat us on the back. Like we're a sweet Cinderella story, one and done. Like, no, we coming back. It's a mindset, bro. Just like when Simeon came out of nowhere and Chicago King came out of nowhere, you got to change the whole culture, bro. You got to change the whole culture, man. That's what Bob Hamrick was on it. Like, we didn't come here to play hard and lose close. We got to get over this hump. That's how they start winning chips, bro. So big ups to her, man. But now I'm gonna throw it to Ace and then you, Diesel. Justin Time, who's Justin Fields. He trains with Kunta. He trained with Kunta Ken Kaepernick. Give me your take on that, Ace, and then I want to hear from Diesel. See how he feels about these black quarterbacks, training together.
I mean, maybe he's training for the culture. He's also, down in Atlanta. Was it Atlanta they were training? Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, it was.
And he's, he's trying to get some knowledge from this guy who's been to the Super Bowl.
Some veteran wisdom.
Yeah, and probably, the pressure that he's going through being the Bears quarterback.
And being black at the helm.
Yeah, dealing with the McCaskies and trying to, get some knowledge on what he needs to do to make that next jump to what his skill set is versus what Nagy was trying to instill in his head. So,
you think it's a smart move for his team associating themselves with Kunta Ken Kaepernick?
Yeah, they don't give a damn. They want asses in the seats. They want you buying the beer, the hot dogs, and the Bears. That's all they're concerned about. And hopefully one day selling the team so they can cash in. But as far as football wise, I'm sure the coach has no problems with it. And he's got his number one receiver down there with him. So hey,
he's playing in the most racist city according to Dr. King in America. All right, Diesel, what's your take on Justin Fields training with Kunta Ken Kaepernick down in ATL? What's your take on that?
I like everything about it except if he's helping him throw the ball. If he's trying to help him work on his mechanics, no. Because his mechanics, if you remember, like Kaepernick, his mechanics was real good when them first years he was in the league and when he went to the Super Bowl.
Well, Harbaugh was coaching.
Yeah, but when he went to but like his last couple of years before he had got out the league, he was on the downward slide.
He had some sort of injury though, didn't he?
Yeah,
shoulder or throwing arm.
Yeah, I think he did. So, but he could. I mean, I don't mind him helping him with anything as far as working out, talking to him about the game and how to deal with stuff. All of that, he could do all of that.
Being a black man in America, you ain't got no problem with none of that.
All of that stuff. But if he's talking to him about mechanics as far as well, you know what? He could actually talk to him about that too, as long as he's showing him tape prior to when he got hurt. Hey, I don't want him showing him nothing like that because Fields act like he done already been hurt and he ain't been hurt. So it's like, all right. Yeah, but other than that, nah, it's all good.
And I agree with you guys on both y'all takes on that. So big ups to Justin Fields. I'm just happy you're working and you ain't out clubbing all night and partying and spending your money on nonsense. All right, let's move on. Jimmy Butler, man. I was doing Uber in Chicago and I had a passenger tell me like, yeah, man, like it was right after Jimmy signed that big contract with the Shy and they maxed him out. They said, bro, it was somebody who knew him and said, like, literally the day he signed the contract, he turned into a penis. I don't know if we can say penis, but he turned into like the money changed him like that. But we're talking about his sideline. Yeah, bro. Because in Chicago, man, we try to be humble and respectful. So I'm gonna throw it to you, Diesel. Did you hear anything about his sideline rant? Looks like he was going off.
I thought I sent it to you. I had to. I think I did send it to you.
I think you did. I know Ace sent it to me too. Yeah.
No, but I had the one where the person actually had they put the bubble of the words or the quotes of what they were saying.
Oh no, you didn't send that. Ace sent it though, where it was a TikTok where you could hear it, but the bubbles would have been nice. Yeah,
I still got it. I sent it to you again, but basically it was him and Spoelstra arguing, or something happened on the shot, a three, and I guess he didn't close out on the shot. Spoelstra went in on him and said some stuff, and I think. Yeah, and while he was sitting there, I think Butler told him something to the effect, "But man, you want to go outside?" Because he was like talking shit on him. Now, don't give me. Now you got to remember, Spoelstra gets funky with players too. It's been known, like Pat Riley used to do, like talk shit to motherfuckers.
And Riley would have went outside, but go ahead.
And that's when and Butler said something to him to the effect like, "Hey, you want to go outside or something?" And then that's when supposed to like, "You talking to me?" And then Haslam come jumping in. Man, who the fuck is you? You know, I'll fuck you up. I'll fuck you. And
Haslam jumped in and said that to Jimmy Butler.
Yes.
Yeah, he said, "We're not kids. We're not your kids."
And then Butler is going at it with him like, "Man, fuck you." He's like telling him, "Fuck you." And then Spoelstra's like jumping in. But what I read today after the fact, and I'm gonna send you the thing so you can see what they was actually saying during the confrontation. They said Spoelstra, he actually, this person who's an insider with the Heat, he said he thinks that Spoelstra, once that happened, he kept going to fire up his team. He kept like, fuck that, and I'm mad, and he was ranting around and still arguing with Butler, and it was pretty much over though. But they said they think he, you know how coaches do that.
They're making it coaching genius, but when the colored guy from CVS does it, he's some sort of thug.
He's a thug.
And it's like when they get a tech to fire up the team. So they were saying that they think that's what Spoelstra was doing. But yeah, they said, you know, Butler, they said he plays at his best when he's getting in the confrontations and shit. But usually
that sounds like damage control. But I did wonder why after all that happened, because if I'm the coach, I would have sat Butler down. He wouldn't have seen another second for the next game or three. You know, I don't care about playoff position or nothing. He would have been on
losing. Yeah.
He'd have had splinters the next 3 games, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? That you can't have the inmates running the asylum.
But remember, Spoelstra gets shitty with the players too. So it's known. It ain't like this ain't been known. He gets, you know, where it can be downright disrespectful as a man. You know what I'm saying? Even though so guys get upset, but they keep it in house. They said that you never heard them talking about the specifics, any of them.
Everybody else can deal with it, but Jimmy Butler, who also had problems with every other coach except for Thibodeau.
Well, hey, if you can play for Thibodeau, you can play for anybody, because that motherfucker try to run you in the ground. So I don't want to hear any of them other coaches he had. Fuck niggas. That dude in what's the dude in Philly? He ran him out of there. They had the perfect team. They came one Kawhi 3-pointer from getting to the finals, and he was an idiot. He like to broke up that whole team.
Oh, they made it to the Eastern Conference Championship.
Yeah, with Butler, remember? And they missed the finals by Kawhi hitting that shot in the corner.
I actually don't remember. I don't really remember finals.
Because you don't pay attention, but you're a great scout and GM.
I remember D Rose. I remember D Rose, but that stuff. Nah, you know, after the 6 rings, and I have a different standard. All right, Ace, give me your take on this whole Eric Spoelstra and Jimmy Butler rant.
Well, I mean, you know, Haslam, I believe Haslam, I don't know if he was taking up just for his coach, but he was probably taking up for his the rest of his teammates as far as what Jimmy Butler was ranting, you know, talking about to his teammates. And he told him, like, hey, man, you know, I don't know who the hell you think you're talking to, but, you know, we can take it out here and I can whoop your ass right quick. And, you know, Jimmy's probably, I think he grabbed somebody in between them, like, fuck you. And
Let the little guy hold him back.
Yeah, hold me back.
No, somebody grabbed Haslam. Jimmy didn't grab nobody. he was standing right there, and one of the teammates grabbed Haslam. So don't try to change the narrative like Jimmy was a punk.
Let him give his take.
I just had
Jimmy
to clear
wasn't
that up.
finna do shit to Udonis Haslam. I can say that.
Well, this guy's in love with Jimmy Butler. I mean,
you paint the narrative like he a punk.
I didn't say he was a punk.
Yeah, that's how you paint the narrative.
I'm saying he wasn't gonna get into it with Udonis Haslam.
Why
Haslam
not?
is there just to practice. He got his rings and he got his money. And ain't shit Jimmy Butler can say to him is what he was telling him.
Jimmy Butler was woofing.
Yeah.
Woofing. We all know what that means from the city of Chicago. Woofing, woofing, woofing. Now, my take on it, though, I said it earlier, y'all. That's all on the organization and on the coaching, bro. There should have been some, I think it's damage control from what you're saying, Diesel. The last,
if you notice, none of the players.
Hey, you got to cut. Hold on. Let me unmute. You got to cut that TV down or something, man. That shit loud as hell. I was wondering. All right, hold on. I asked you to unmute. Go ahead, bro. You should be able to unmute.
What was I saying?
You noticed both of the players.
All of the players who spoke on it and Spoelstra, they would answer the questions, but they didn't give you the specifics as far as what was being said. They gave you generalizations like, hey, we were playing like shit. We were getting beat by 20-something, or we let them go off on a run, and we're very intense guys, and we want to win games bad as can be. So that's what you're seeing. And, this stuff happens all the time and with teams and stuff. It's just you don't usually get to see it.
It's usually in practice. Right. Yeah. So I know what you're saying. So he could, for Jimmy to react like that, it had to be something that he felt like was disrespectful.
Yeah. I think it was. And then he said something to him, and then
but they said Haslam simply said to him, "Man, why don't you take all that out on the other team? Why don't you use all that tough guy energy on the other team?"
He might have said that after he had already started talking shit, but he didn't say that at first. He started, "Man, fuck you. Who was you?" And and then they was arguing. So it was.
Yeah, he probably got tired of Jimmy running around like he running stuff, man, like just spoiled, pampered. Does Jimmy have a ring?
No,
he don't. Nope.
And he carries on like he has multiple rings. He, carries on like he's, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. I see him getting in a lot of tiffs here and there, but free Jimmy Butler. Let's get back to the Chiefs, man. So they're trading they traded 6-time Pro Bowl wide receiver Tyreek Hill, who we talked about on the show, to the Dolphins. They got 5 draft picks, a 2022 first rounder, which is number 29 overall. They got a 2nd round pick, number 50 overall, and a 4th round pick, as well as the 4th and 6th round picks in the 2023 draft. Who do you think won that?
I was going to say, and they signed Martez Valdez-Scantling to a 3-year deal today.
Who did?
The Chiefs.
Okay, so they got rid of Tyreek and they signed Marquez Valdez-Scantling. He's got 3 names. So, all right, so we got who won that trade, and then what do you think the Dolphins are going to do? Does this get them over the hill, so to speak?
Well, obviously, I believe the Chiefs won the trade. I mean, you're trading, Tyreek Hill, who, you definitely want as a player. But if a team's going to give you that kind of bounty for a player when you got a quarterback making $400 million and a wide receiver heavy draft, you make the deal. I mean, it's akin to the Herschel Walker trade. And we're seeing a lot more of these 4 and 5 player trades for one, or 5 pick trades for one player every year. And it's I believe it's GM suicide, but if Miami thinks that'll get them over the top, that's great. But there's no way
who's their quarterback? Miami. Long hair. Tua.
Yeah.
The butt buster got his butt busted in college.
Ass hurts.
Yeah. He is not he's not the answer for them at quarterback. They'll find that out soon enough.
Well, I'm sure you can get them to an AFC championship and lose.
I don't know. They whole team is loaded though, on offense and defense now.
So who won the trade though, Diesel, in your mind?
Man, when I think about it, because see, Tyreek Hill, he put so much fear in defense.
Yeah, let me pull up his stats. Go ahead. I'm pulling up his stats while you're talking.
He's feared. That speed is just scares everybody. So you got to keep a safety deep on his side of the field.
Takes the top off of the off the hand he can catch.
They're constantly scared of him. Constant, which leads
that helps
to
when you got an all-pro tight end.
Yeah, well, that leads to Kelsey being able to get open underneath.
Correct.
Because of everybody scared of him and his speed to get over the top. And most of the times he was catching those balls, it was like at the Mahomes maneuvering in the pocket and he breaking off of whatever the route was and just blow past people. But in the end, I think I'm going to say the Chiefs win it because the amount of money that you didn't have to pay this guy and the draft capital that you got for it. So, you got to take that. They're taking that book of the Patriots and some other people that have good quarterbacks. Hey, you're going to have to produce with other people other than this star dude that you done had all of this time. And with those draft picks, I'm sure they'll get at least 2 receivers in this draft. Because remember, the Bears got
you can finish, but
receiver too.
I want to cut in and just give y'all these stats before y'all make y'all decision. So Tyreek Hill in 91 total games. He's got 67 TDs. He's a 3-time all Pro Bowler first team, 6-time Pro Bowl. And he's played 6 seasons. He's got 479 career receptions. So that's like 80, 90 a season. I don't know. And then 6,630 total yards. So that's over 1,100 a season. He averages 14 yards per catch, which is a lot. And he's so those are great numbers. I didn't realize his numbers were that great.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill, I think he's 20?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He plays 6 seasons, so he probably came out of college at 21. Yeah, he's probably about 27. Yeah. Let me see.
And he doesn't drop a lot of balls.
Good time to get rid of him.
He don't drop a lot of balls. So
yeah, but did he have a big number, or was he up to free agency, or what do you think the Chiefs' motivation was?
Yeah,
he's
they were going to have to pay him.
27.
They were going to have to pay him. I don't know if it was this year or next year. They were going to have to go. They were going to have to pay him. Yeah. And from what I hear, they did make him an offer, but you know how people are. They want their money.
Got to get his money.
So they like, okay, we see where this going. We're gonna trade him.
He's like, I'm not here to watch Patrick Mahomes get all the money, right?
Get these, but you got to remember though, even though Mahomes got all that money, his is spread out over a long time. It's not like he got it all. You know what I mean?
It's not a big cap hit every year.
Yeah, it's not like how Aaron Rodgers did. They signed him back with all of that. What, $50 million a year for 3 years? And you drafted this dude number 1 a couple of years ago to replace him. And that's a waste.
Yeah, but he got immunized. You know what I mean? He's immunized.
Hey, that's like a wasted pick. You wasted your draft on him.
Yeah, he was never going to play for them as starting quarterback.
Yeah, he definitely ain't now. Definitely ain't now.
I say that the Dolphins got hosed, and they have a history of trying to get themselves over the hump with dumb stuff. But I don't know enough about their lineup. If you're telling me that Tua Tagovailoa is the guy that's supposed to be getting the ball to Tyreek Hill, it just don't seem like it's going to work. But maybe they thought they were going to get one of these other quarterbacks. They were trying to, look better
loaded.
so they can.
Other than their quarterback, the Dolphins are loaded on offense. You got Tyreek Hill.
Maybe they'll end up with Baker Mayfield.
Mike Gesicki is a tight end who's really kind of like a wide receiver, a big wide receiver. I forget who the other wide receiver is, but Devontae Parker, who's good. The running backs, they signed Chase Edmonds as a free agent. They got Raheem Mostert. Well, Mostert can't, he always get hurt, but you're starting out with him. But you got Chase Edmonds too. And the defense was one of the best D's in the league.
Yeah, they fired the coach.
Yeah, they fired old boys.
He's still in the league.
The problem is they quarterback.
Maybe they'll bring in Baker Mayfield and Nick Foles.
Nick Foles on that team.
Yeah,
they'll get to the playoffs if he plays the whole season for sure. They going to the playoffs for sure.
They can get to the AFC Championship with Nick Foles.
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know about that.
He's old. He's older, and the AFC is a beast. With Baker Mayfield, they going to the playoffs.
Maybe we can do a 3-team deal. The Bears get Baker Mayfield as a backup, and Nick Foles goes to Miami, and Miami sends.
The Bears won picks. You know, the Bears GM they won picks. So let's change that deal. Yeah, the Bears end up with a 4 and 2 2s.
You can't. Baker Mayfield wouldn't even come to the Bears because that'll mess up Fields' confidence. When you bring somebody like that, he gonna
Baker Mayfield won't come to the Bears because the Bears don't want him.
Right. That's going backwards. That's going back. You could have kept Trubisky then if you're gonna get.
But we're gonna make a 3-team deal here where we can get some picks to shore up that team.
We'll take a couple picks from Cleveland, send Baker Mayfield to Miami.
Yeah.
Nick Foles to Cleveland.
Yeah, for a 4 and a 3.
Why would you send them to Cleveland and they got Watson?
To back up.
They need a backup.
Backup? Yeah.
You know, Watson gets hurt, and he's not going to play the first 4 or 5 games too, potentially.
Now you know what? That would be a good idea for whoever that GM.
Yeah. Put a package together. Get Diesel on the phone. Ace would be like, get Diesel on the
phone. Hey, this guy's gonna probably miss half the season. Hey, let's get this Foles dude. We know we can win at least half our games until he comes back. You know.
Well, I don't think he's gonna miss as much, man.
I give him 3 games.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be
3 to 4.
I say 6 to 8. I say 6
to
8. But it's the women, man. You got people like Molly Karen with them pom poms wanting him.
But nothing happened. Nothing happened to Jerry. Nothing happened to Jerry Jones.
They ain't even talked about it on the show. That was what I brought it up for.
Right.
But that's the whole hypocrisy of it.
Right.
They don't even talk about it.
Right.
But this is different. They talked about it. They talk about it every week, every other day. They talking about it. Yeah. So if they don't do something, man, they'll be.
Hey, Molly had who's the guy that used to come on the show? You don't see him no more, but Molly said he was sexually harassing her on the show. Remember he'd be making comments. Inappropriate. Nothing too crazy, but who was it? It wasn't Michael Irvin, was it? No. But it was one of the brothers used to come on there and, you look good. And she's like, yeah, he's making me feel uncomfortable. Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I wouldn't say nothing to her, but hi, how you doing? That's it. Keep going. I wouldn't say nothing else to her.
Pick up all that fake hair and fake makeup and fake breasts and
fake ass.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing?
Don't talk to me.
Keep it moving.
I hear you, Diesel. If that.
Just for hi. Hello. We gotta work together. Well, I mean, if I gotta sit there and work with her,
Yeah.
Hey, hello, good morning.
I hear y'all. Hey, so we're gonna anything y'all wanted to cover and talk about before we do final words?
Yeah, I do, because you guys never talk about golf.
Who, Jared Goff?
See, that's that bullshit right
there. Playoffs.
And look, I know we don't
playoff.
Golf don't really interest us anymore since Tiger ain't really a factor anymore. Even though they do got a couple of black guys on the tour. And the one dude did win a tournament a few weeks ago. But I wanted to bring up this issue about the Saudi World League. which came in, and here's what's crazy too. This is the hypocrisy with First Take. I've rarely seen this on ESPN, and they never shown it on First Take, right? So the Saudi World League is a new golf league that they started up, and they basically offering a lot of these PGA guys to come over there on that, play in this tour, and they're gonna pay them all this more money. The tournament's worth a whole lot more, right? So Phil Mickelson, right? Mr. Gambling Phil.
Yeah, drinking and gambling and womanizing.
Messing around in stocks and all of that stuff. So he basically, you had certain golfers saying, yeah, I think I'm gonna go do that. And then other ones like, nah, I'm staying here in the PGA Tour. You know, the majority of them was like, nah, we ain't going to do that. But you had a handful that was highly considered. Mickelson, I'm gonna read part of this, is basically sums up what he was saying.
Okay.
He says, and he's talking about the Saudis. He says, we know they killed Khashoggi. Remember that dude who was the diplomat or whatever?
Yeah, they chopped him up and put him in a suitcase.
Yeah, he says, we know they killed Khashoggi and have a horrible record on human rights. He says, but they execute people over there for being gay. Knowing all of this, why would I even consider it? Because this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to reshape how the PGA Tour operates. So he basically was trying to use this tour as leverage to get the PGA Tour to change. But you really would have to read his whole thing of what he said. Man, the other golfers went in on him. The people went in on him. Because basically he was acting like, hey, yeah, I'm going to go play on this tour, but you're talking stuff about the tour that you're about to go to. You're really talking bad about these dudes because you're really just trying to use it as leverage to get the PGA Tour to change for whatever reason that you think you can get more money out of them or something.
They're all racist.
He'll end up in a suitcase too if he's not careful.
But my key part is you've seen hardly no coverage of it. None. And when you read what's been, and notice he's not going to play in the Masters. He's skipping the Masters for the first time since like 90.
Yeah, because those Saudis are printing money. They're printing money.
You can't win. We did talk about golf last week with the banishment of, was that last week? Michael Jordan from the country club.
Yeah, we've done shows on golf too. Yeah,
baggy shorts.
Yeah, if you got topics you want to cover on this show, just shoot us and we make it a hot topic and we'll line it up. Yeah, we can unpack that. That'll be one of our hot topics for next week. So we're gonna hit you, Diesel. Go ahead with your final comments, and then we're gonna hit it to Ace, and then I'll wrap it up.
All right, final comment. The Bulls.
The Bulls.
I don't like the head coach.
What?
No, I don't like Billy Donovan at all.
Go ahead.
At all.
I
watched them. The defense, yeah, they had certain players hurt or whatever, but I don't like the defense at all. It sucks. I just don't think. I always thought when they got him, I was like, okay, I don't like this because he's the type of dude they'll keep him around for years. Jerry Reinsdorf likes to keep people for years, whether they're good or bad.
Got a new pet.
Yeah, and I'm like, this dude, he's not the answer. No, I don't like it. Who he puts out there, the rotations that he does sometimes suck, and they ain't going nowhere in the playoffs. Remember, at one time they were number one. They're gonna probably be like the 6th seed. They're gonna probably be like a 6th seed. They'd be lucky to. They'd be lucky to win. I think we said 4th or 5th
on this show at the beginning of the season. But he's. But if you look, go ahead though. Go ahead. But I think nobody expected him to do any of this. He's overachieving with the roster he's got. But go ahead.
Well, if you think he's overachieving with the roster, no, because if you take Levine and DeRozan and Ball and what Caruso was doing the 2 seasons prior to him coming here, I don't think it was necessarily overachieving. Half of those analysts and stuff were saying the Bulls are going to be good this year, right? My problem is how they fell off and how he didn't get any kind of defensive big man to go in the lineup, and they should have traded Vucevic.
He doesn't make those decisions.
I'm pretty sure he has a hefty input. All he has to do is say, "Hey, I need a defensive big guy, somebody who can rebound and block shots. I need a defensive big guy. I don't need a big guy who can stand out there like Brad Sellers shooting threes all the time."
And you're sure he wasn't saying that to management?
Do you think he was?
I mean, I don't know.
Did they trade? Did they make any trades at the deadline?
Well, he's got a new GM. He's got a new staff. I mean, they might be saying all the things you're saying about his coaching ability, and we'll reevaluate at the end of the season.
Well, I hope the GM dude is the one who gets to make the decisions and not Reinsdorf, and he can go and say, "Hey, we need to pull the plug on this dude," because if they lose in the first round, he should be gone.
Wow. All right. Ace, you got some final words here?
Well, going on the Bulls, man. I think we picked them to finish, maybe 4th, 5th in the Eastern Conference. They've had a lot of injuries. They still got a lot of injuries. They got their one of their all-stars not signed for next year. So, it's a transition year, and I would say they're overachieving for what was started at the beginning of the season. I mean, they said the DeMar DeRozan pickup was the worst signing probably in NBA history for the amount of money they gave him. He's competing for MVP. So, we'll see. But I don't think I would believe them losing in the first round would be a step toward their future. Hopefully I see them getting to the second round, and then losing in the second round would just be, the amount of talent that they have on the team. But my final word is, how about those Bears? No, we didn't touch on the topic of Tom coming back, and
we talked about that last week. Go ahead.
We did last week.
Yeah,
I want him to get broke up.
I think that's what Ace took a siesta.
Yeah.
Is that when I took my siesta?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm back now, but it's going to be an interesting season in the NFL this year. The Bears will be I don't know if they can challenge in their division with the departure of all the talent from Green Bay and Minnesota sticking with Cousins, and I think they got a chance to go after the North division there in the NFL. So hey, keep the faith. Go Bears.
Well, I'm pleased with let's see what's going on here. Won't give me no camera. But I'm pleased with Billy Donovan. I've been actually pleased with him. The fact that the Bulls didn't make a move mid-season, the GM, they didn't trade. That kind of told me that this is a rebuilding season for them to get some seasoning. They want to make sure that, what pieces are going to be in place, mainly being Levine, and then, how to shore it up around him. So when they made that decision not to make a move, I don't know what they were doing behind closed doors. Maybe they made some phone calls, couldn't get any deals done. I said, okay, well, they're just going to stand pat, and it is going to be what it is. As far as any other final words, I don't have any. You guys can light yourselves back up, switch your cameras back on whenever you're ready. And y'all got any hot topics in mind for next week? Stuff comes up, and we'll get on that golf one. I think I got to ask Diesel to do it because he doesn't have co-host privileges. But yeah, we can get on that golf topic with you're talking about Strange? What was his name?
No, Phil Mickelson.
Lefty.
Yeah.
Yeah, feel strange. Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, we'll have that be one of the topics, and I'm sure something will come up throughout the course of the week, man. And then y'all definitely let me know so we can get this going. So go ahead. What was you saying, Ace?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know, it's hot topics jumping off every day. These deals in the NFL are amazing that they're making. You know, going from not helping other teams, 5-player and 5 draft pick deals is crazy.
It's crazy. Hey, y'all know we'll be here next week. God is willing. Ownership over slave ship. When you're running around the city of Chi or Inglewood, Cali, or any ghetto in the world, check your six. Watch your blind spot. Guard your grill. Put them dukes up. Knuckle up. And don't forget to bring your.
Don't forget it, baby.
And don't forget to bring your mouthpiece. Yeah.